Is the biggest scam you've ever seen. This scam is not only the biggest scam I have ever seen, but one of the saddest too. A couple years ago I traveled to Germany for a month on an exchange program with my school. The big trip that we made outside of Germany as a class was to Paris for a few days. Paris was an interesting city with untouched history, and many beautiful examples of art and architecture. However, the big attractions were basically just massive tourist traps. You had to watch for pickpockets, and if you weren't making sure you were not getting robbed, you had to make sure you were not having a sale forced on you by these guys. What they were selling was cheap little keychains that were cheaply made, and overpriced, but this is not the scam I am mentioning today. The good thing about being from Canada, is having French as a second language, and as much as I hated taking it in school, there were people in my class who were fluent because of the school system, or because they grew up in a French-speaking home. My friends Matt, Andrew and I were getting sick of these people pushing cheap little models, keychains and gadgets on us, so we decided to ask one of the guys about how much he is making off each sale, and our conversation shifted to the gentleman's life, and how he got to where he was today. As I hinted to earlier, I don't speak French very well, so all I have is what Matt and Andrew explained to me later, but his story goes something like this. The guy's name was something like David. David grew up in a family with 3 brothers, and while his family wasn't wealthy, they had enough to send their kids to school for an education.